If you're new to the channel, you probably won't recognize this painting that we're going to be working on in this video. I did it roughly a year ago and I did some things wrong on it. So I'm going to revisit it, rework it, and I thought it would make a good video. So let's get into it. All right, guys, we have a trusty number 12 flat shader with synthetic bristles. I'm going to use this to start. So what's wrong with this painting, you might ask? Well, it's kind of hard to tell in this lighting, but I painted everything a bit too dark. It is a very dull painting, and it is supposed to be a dull painting. However, the highlighted portion in kind of the mid-ground, back where that wave is curling in, it's supposed to be a lot brighter, and the values just kind of aren't really working. So I'm going to go back over it as you see me doing here, and I'm just going to lighten all the values and add a lot more highlight to that wave. There's something unique about this painting that I wanted to share with you guys. Normally, I like to add a lot more detail and a lot more deliberate brush strokes that are a bit tighter, and more controlled to my seascapes, to my landscapes, etc. This painting is a lot more loose. And there is a famous artist, I believe he lived back in the 1800s, but his name is Frederick Judd Wall, and he was a seascape artist that I very much admire. And he has a really beautiful ability to capture the movement of water with loose brushstrokes. And that is something that I really wanted to explore with this painting. So, like I said, I worked on this painting a year ago, but I'm revisiting it and I get to kind of redo it. I get to explore further how to create a seascape painting where you really capture the movement and the flow of that stormy ocean water with loose brushstrokes. So now you can see I'm switching to this brush. This one, I don't know the size of it. It is, I think it used to be a flathead brush. I believe it's actually horsehair bristles as well. So I'm just going to call it a number 2 flathead horsehair bristle brush. And the reason I'm using this, and this is the only brush I use from this point on out to finish up the painting. But the reason I'm using it is because it holds a good amount of paint and it doesn't allow me to get really super into details. It's a brush that's perfect for painting loosely. So how do we paint loosely? Basically, as you see me putting on new layers onto this older painting, I am really focusing on keeping my brush strokes quick. And these are just some things that I noticed as I was painting. I am not going to say that I've really mastered painting loosely, but these are just a few things I noticed as I was painting in this style, as I was trying to perfect painting in this style. I just noticed I was painting very quickly. I would not fidget with my brush strokes too much. I would lay them down where I wanted them, and then I would pretty much just leave them. I wouldn't smooth them out. I wouldn't just keep, working at it. There is another thing that I did, but it was more towards the end of the painting, so I'm not going to talk about it until we get there. But what I had in mind for this painting, which I didn't quite get it exactly the way I wanted the first time I tried to paint it, but I really wanted to hone in on the movement of this water. And I notice when I am painting that way, trying to capture the movement of water, I am very loose initially. With all my seascapes, I'm that way. I just paint it quick and loose and just very bold in my brush strokes. I oftentimes don't even quite know what I have in mind. When I start, I just let the brush move as I imagine the water would be moving. And then I come back later, usually after the painting has dried a little bit, and add in a lot more details and then really tighten up the strokes and render the image a bit more. But with this one, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to keep it loose. So I really like the loose quality of the water. I have brightened it up quite a bit, so that is going to hopefully take care of how dark it was before. I think I'm going to add a few more pure titanium white highlights to the wave, and then I'm going to come into the very back here and maybe add some highlights to some spots, like the sunlight is breaking through these clouds back there, maybe, and causing it to be a little bit brighter. But I'm really liking it. I think we're just about done. Let's keep working on it to finish it up. The tip that I withheld from you earlier, we have now arrived at using in the painting, and it is simply this. When putting on your details at the end of the painting, use some impasto marks. What are impasto marks? Well, you can see right there with the droplets of the water splashing up, and also on this curling wave, I have loaded up a lot of paint onto my brush. And I am dabbing it on so that it physically stands up off of the surface of the painting. And it really makes it look loose. It makes it look like the water is really there and it's really flowing and has substance to it. So that is the technique that I used on the highlights here, and also some of the shadowed water spray in the final details. Another painting tip that really works when you want to paint like this, and I suppose it's true for painting however you want to paint, whether it's loose or more detailed, and I've just picked this up over the years and I've gotten better at it now, but it is learning to tell when you like something and when you don't. When you're laying down marks and you're progressing with the painting, you might try something out and be like, I don't really like that. I don't know why I don't like it, but I just don't. So you keep working at it until you like it. It is learning how to know when something works and when it doesn't based on the look. And your eye will get better at learning what looks right and what doesn't the more you practice. So that is a big tip. That is something that I have had to get better at in the years I have been painting as a professional artist. It takes time, but your eye will get better at figuring out when something looks good and when it doesn't, and also how to make something look good and what to look for when you're painting water, when you're painting anything. All right, everybody, that is going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I am currently in the process of setting up my new website where you can purchase paintings just like this on Etsy. Just look up etsy.com/shop/Windows to Have an Art if you want to take a look. And there is a link for it on my channel in the description. So be sure to check it out. Yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, God bless y'all. We'll see you later.